Welcome to this Power Lunch and Learn with ActualTech Media. As the title of this event says, we're here to help you level up your 2025 marketing with trends, tips, and big wins all in 25 minutes. I'm Keith Ward.
And I'm Scott Bekker, and we'll be your hosts for the event today, where we're going to help you expand your reach, figure out how AI will shape content, strategy, and engagement in 2025, give you an update on the state of tech marketing in 2025, and go over some hot topics and trends in tech marketing.
As we always do with ActualTech Media, we've got some big giveaways for attending this event. The first 100 of you to register already got a $20 DoorDash gift card that hopefully you're using right now or later today, maybe to boost your day with some great delivery food or coffee.
We've also got another big prize for anyone who's on this call. Basically, it's this. We're giving away a free nurture bundle with the purchase of a net new webinar. So in other words, first person to buy a net new webinar from this event will get a package that includes 3 to 4 social snippets from that webinar, a webinar wrap-up or summary of that event, and a top Q&A, which is a document with 6 to 8 top questions and answers from the webinar. It's a great value add worth about $12,500 at retail, so take advantage of that opportunity.
Absolutely. And we're not just your hosts today, Scott. We are part of the webinar moderation team at ActualTech Media. So we host events nearly every day. Now, as moderators, we do a lot for you at ATM. We use our experience of each having run 100 plus sessions every year to consult and advise you on format and audience engagement. That involves things like coaching your presenters on making the most of our webinar platform and supporting them and your company in whatever way is necessary. Now, we also bring deep industry expertise to the table if you would like a second set of eyes to help you with content strategy on what will help your message land with our audience of IT managers and influencers. So, Scott, since this is an important part of what we do, tell us about some of the experience you have that informs your advice to our clients, your event keynotes, and other online commentary.
Yeah, happy to, Keith. So I spent about 20 years in IT publishing, mostly as an editor-in-chief of magazines and tech websites. And over that stretch, I spent time researching, thinking about, and reporting on security, cloud, data protection, data management, privacy, compliance, all kind of top of mind things now as well. I was at it long enough that I started to see super cycles at work in technology, like the push-pull of centralization and decentralization, and that back and forth between mad rushes for feature functionality followed by a backlash that emphasizes security and control. So that's a cycle that's playing out right now, is like a security heavy period is kind of slowly giving way to one of those mad rushes, this time about AI.
Right. But you also have done more than that. You've got some IT analyst experience too. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right. I helped spin up a research arm in business practice, which included writing and assigning and developing research reports, both independent ones and reports prepared in collaboration with clients. And Keith, we've worked at some of the same media companies over the years, giving you some similar experiences.
Indeed, we have, Scott. We go back a ways. Now, I started working for 1105 Media way back in 2000, and I was kind of a jack of all trades. So I ran numerous magazines for the company, including Redmond Magazine and MCP Magazine, and I was the founding editor of Virtualization Review Magazine. And in addition to that, I was editor-in-chief of several Microsoft magazines due to our contract with them. So I was editor of both TechNet Magazine and MSDN Magazine, which was Microsoft's developer-focused magazine. So my field of experience is really broad, which I hope at least helps give me insights into many aspects of the IT field.
I know from experience that that's a fact. You do have insights into all areas. I always lean on you. But there's one other element to your experience that I'd love for you to mention, which is your actual industry experience.
Yeah, well, one reason I was originally brought on to 1105 is that I do have some time as a nerd in the IT industry. Way back when, I earned a number of Microsoft certifications, old certifications now, but they weren't way back in the day. Now, that includes several MCPs, Microsoft Certified Professional Certs, and 2 MCSEs, which is the Microsoft Certified Professional Engineer certification. So I have MCSEs in both Windows NT and Windows 2000, just to give you an idea of how old I am and how many Microsoft tests I've taken. So, but those certs did help me when I worked for the news service Scripps Howard in their data center. Now, then I was an NT application specialist, and one of my jobs was administering an online car buying database. So all of this to say, Scott, that I've been around the block a bit.
Well, being around the block, that in the field experience is so important to us at ATM. It's really part of our legacy. Our group was founded by IT practitioners like Scott Lowe, who you're going to hear from in a few minutes, who, they brought their firsthand experience of the strategic, tactical, and operational concerns of IT practitioners into client engagements to help clients reach IT audiences effectively. And speaking of ways that we can help you reach IT audiences, I'd like to bring on a special guest from ATM's parent company, Future LLC, to talk a little bit about how ATM fits into Future's overall B2B offerings and how you might be able to leverage our much broader reach for the success of your campaign. So I'm delighted to welcome Senior Vice President of B2B, Amanda Darman-Allen.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Scott and Keith. I'm thrilled to be here today talking to all of you, our ActualTech Media clients and vendors, partners and friends, and give you a little bit more insight into who we are at FutureB2B. So as many of you know, ActualTech Media is now a FutureB2B company. FutureB2B is a distinct division of Future PLC, which is a global media company traded on the London Stock Exchange. So what that means for us is that we have the benefit and the strength of a global media company, but also a distinct focus on B2B, the audiences that we serve, the products that our clients want to buy, and the impact that we can make to help them accelerate growth. FutureB2B was officially formed in January 2024. And what it does is it brings together the strength of 15 powerful B2B media brands, reaching audiences across 16 unique and diverse vertical end markets. And we partner with more than 2,000 clients annually, helping them connect to buyers. So what we like to say is our mission is quite simple. We connect buyers and sellers. And we do that in a very uniquely distinct B2B way. We are your partner in thought leadership. We're your partner in content. We're your partner in unlocking industry trends and what is moving markets and moving buyers forward. And it's really important for us to develop the right type of content to connect with the audiences that you're trying to reach. So that's our goal day in and day out, developing the right type of content, the right type of product, and the right type of channel distribution that is going to most effectively allow us to connect buyers and sellers. We do that through brands like ActualTech Media and these incredible webinars, brands like SmartBrief, which is known for its ability to connect via newsletters, publishing more than 280 newsletters across 7 million opted-in subscribers. We cover industries like manufacturing, life sciences, pharma, education, higher education, financial services. And so we're really, really excited about what the power of bringing these brands together does, the breadth and the depth of the audiences that we reach, and how we can better serve our clients. So that's really our focus. That's really our goal. And we're really proud of the work that we've done. And so hopefully you can see the synergies that we're building as we build FutureB2B. But what doesn't change and what remains true is what makes ActualTech Media so uniquely special, which is their ability to deliver these incredibly compelling webinars with audiences that are engaged, ready to understand what products are moving and how they can buy. And so that will remain at the forefront of what we do. And now they're just part of an expanded platform that can reach even more audiences through new channels and new content types. And we're really excited to be one family. And so, if you are an emerging startup or a global leader, we can be your partner in doing just that. So please reach out if you want to learn more. And thank you so much for joining this chat and continuing to engage with ActualTech Media and ideally the larger FutureB2B portfolio. Talk to you all soon. Thanks. Over to you, Scott and Keith.
Thanks so much, Amanda. So there are so many opportunities there for cross-pollination between webinar campaigns and the deep vertical audiences in the wider FutureB2B group. Keith, Amanda talked about how we're striving to unlock industry trends for our clients. What technical topics are top of mind with our audience right now?
Great question. Now, one trend which we keep hoping will slow but never seems to is ransomware. I mean, the bad guys, Scott, are still wreaking havoc and the attacks are getting more automated and sophisticated all the time. But despite that, the main way networks still get compromised remains social engineering. I mean, it's amazing to me. So hopefully most folks watching this right now are moving to things like two-factor authentication and continuing training of employees to these new types of social engineering tactics. Now, another huge issue which we're following is cloud computing, which is continuing its rapid growth. What I'm seeing happening a lot, Scott, though, is that many, if not most companies still have some data, apps, operations on premises, which is leading to an explosion of hybrid cloud scenarios. So that is the environment in which you've got some stuff up in the public cloud, some stuff on premises, and you're kind of, communicating up and down that way. But what we are also seeing is cloud first and cloud native is becoming a bigger and bigger thing too. Now, this creates a huge amount of additional complexity in networks that you're going to have to keep an eye on, since data can live, to quote the Beatles, here, there, and everywhere now.
Nice.
What's a similar trend that you're taking a look at these days, Scott?
Well, Keith, you've kindly left me the big one, the AI tsunami that's been initiated by the earthquake of rapid development in generative AI over the last couple of years. So in session after session, our audiences, like IT pros everywhere, are asking again and again about what our clients are doing to improve their offerings with AI enhancements. They want to know about how product speed, efficiency, and usability are being enhanced with generative AI. And they're going further. They've been eager to hear about agentic AI, about retrieval augmented generation, about machine learning. What they're really wrestling with right now, and the thing they've been very receptive to in our webinars, is practical information, anything they can do right now to improve their top and bottom lines with AI. These folks are under intense pressure from the C-suite and their boards of directors to figure this AI thing out, and they are just eating up content about AI. And speaking of AI, I want to kick things over to the guy who hired Keith and me to ATM, co-founder Scott Lowe. Scott's going to tell us about how he sees that AI is going to be shaping the roles and responsibilities of the people that you're targeting with your messaging.
Thank you, Scott. Now, to the IT people that are watching, I want to answer the question that's top of mind whenever any disruptive technology comes along. That question is, will this impact my IT career? The answer, as always, is yes, absolutely. It's going to impact your career. AI is one of those rare tipping point technologies that's ushering in a new era in computing and business. The last comparable evolution was the rise of the internet, but there have been others. We had the transition from the mainframe to the PC in the 70s and 80s, from local networks to the internet in the 90s and 2000s, from private data centers to the cloud, and you get the point. This transition to the AI-centric operations for business is underway, and it's going to have ramifications for jobs across your organization, including IT jobs. If you've been in IT for very long, you've been through this. Many of you probably used to carefully construct Microsoft Exchange infrastructure to support mail and messaging. Now you just spin up new user accounts in Microsoft 365. Rather than being an expert in designing the infrastructure, you become an expert on the service itself, which is arguably more important to your organization. Here's why. Your utility as an IT pro is not in the technical work you do, but in the outcomes you enable through that technical work. Your company generally cares about the end, not the means, as long as it's ethical in most cases. You may be wondering just what kinds of IT jobs will be the most impacted by the coming AI revolution. Most jobs will feel some impact, but some more than others. If your job involves analyzing data, think security logs, server logs, anything like that, there are already tools on the market doing that work in an automated way. As infrastructures become more complex and as new threats continually emerge, it's really not feasible anymore for mere humans to keep pace with what's happening in the environment. In terms of the infrastructure itself, for years, we've seen services that can self-configure and spin up new resources as workload needs dictate. For infrastructure, you've had services for years that can discover a baseline configuration and monitor for drift from that baseline. We've also seen some tools that can start to correct for that, a scenario that will be accelerated with AI tools that can look at much greater quantities of data more quickly and adapt on the fly. The same goes for things like network monitoring and automatically routing around problems and getting in front of other infrastructure hardware problems before they become catastrophic. Gone are the days of manually reacting to every alert and taking corrective action by yourself. And if those days aren't gone in your organization yet, they soon will be. Simply put, anything that relies on pattern recognition is ripe for fast AI automation, with much more coming behind it. So, what can you do to get ahead of this? First, and most importantly, if you're skeptical about AI, that's fine, but get over it. I realize that sounds harsh, but the truth is that your C-suite is keenly aware of AI, and you need an opportunity to manage that narrative. So, start with the basics, like getting just a ChatGPT subscription, but also look at the AI tools that are available in your area of expertise and see what they can do. The more you learn about basics, the more you can begin to understand the capability being brought to bear for the organization as a whole. Third, get ahead of the AI revolution. Become the AI overlord for your organization. Learn what can be done inside and outside of IT and start making recommendations to your organization. Remember what I said about your utility as an IT person revolving around solutions. Never forget that. And finally, relax. As the iconic number 6 said in the 2003 reboot of Battlestar Galactica, all of this has happened before, all of this will happen again. The only real constant we will ever experience in IT is change, so embrace it. Back to you, Scott.
Couldn't agree more, Scott. Thanks for all those valuable insights. By the way, Scott has also prepared a new thought leadership piece on AI for IT pros that digs into a top-of-mind question for IT about whether AI will be a job destroyer or a career enhancer. So as an attendee of this event, it's available to you in a white label form where you can use your logo on it, along with ATM's logo as a top-of-funnel asset to share with your own IT audiences in any way that you choose. So reach out to your ATM rep if you'd like us to build a version with your logo.
Okay, that sounds like a great resource, Scott, and something I'm very interested in myself. Now, Scott Lowe touched on your trend of artificial intelligence, but we're not done in my trends that I was talking about. So it's my turn to have one of those trends reinforced with Gianna Whitver, co-founder and CEO of the Cybersecurity Marketing Society. Now, she's going to further break down some top security-related trends. So, Gianna, you are up.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gianna Whitver. I am the co-founder and CEO of the Cybersecurity Marketing Society, which is a global member-based organization for marketers in cybersecurity. So if you are a full-time in-house marketer at a cybersecurity product or services company, or at a company that sells cybersecurity products or services, and you work in that division, you're eligible to join us. We are at cybersecuritymarketingsociety.com, and our mission is to help marketers be successful however they can in this complicated, constantly changing, fast-paced, highly technical industry of cybersecurity. So we have a lot. I'm not going to go too much into this. A lot of y'all know me. But we have career support. We do education. We do all sorts of virtual meetups and networking, as well as in-person meetups and networking, including a party at RSA conference this year, which we're doing with ActualTech Media. So I hope you guys all come out to that. And meetups and other opportunities to network, collaborate, and learn in person around the country. So along with that, we also do industry research, and that's why I'm on today on ActualTech Media's webinar, is to talk about our partnership and the research that we have done in conjunction with ActualTech Media. And I'll be honest, ActualTech Media did the majority of the work, and we're super pleased to have them as a partner. So we recently just debuted at our conference this previous December, so December 2024, the Cybersecurity Buyers Report 2025. This was a really cool, really in-depth report on the cybersecurity buying motion, what has changed and what has stayed the same, how have account teams changed, how are security teams prioritizing various types of threats, what's the cybersecurity maturity level across the various sizes of businesses and different ICPs. How can you best go to market to these folks via their buying preferences, the media they're paying attention to. We have done this report with ActualTech Media now for 2 years, so this was the second report. And it's so cool to see the changes between the first year and the second year. And we hope to do another report with them again, so that we can continue to watch these changes and see how security buyers are buying as the years, as media, and as the buying landscape changes. It's really cool. It's quite meaty. It is a meaty report. It's jam-packed with info. It's not a little 10-page thing. It's like many, many tens of pages with all the data outlined, the research methodology, and we're so pleased that ActualTech Media and Scott Lowe were able to put this report together. Another thing we're doing is we're going to, if you're not a reader, I don't know how many people read 100-page reports, even if they're amazingly good, we are going to have a webinar with ActualTech Media. It is going to be on March 6th at 1 p.m. Eastern. So please register for that. If someone on the team here can put the link in the chat or put it in the wrap-up email. You could also go to our LinkedIn page or our event page on our website, cybersecuritymarketingsociety.com, and attend the webinar. It is Inside the Minds of Cybersecurity Buyers 2025 Trends and Insights. And the goal is to pull the most interesting nuggets out of the report and share them with you, the marketers at security companies, so that you can inform your marketing efforts now and make the best use of your budgets and put your budgets where they should go. One thing that I'll say is that webinars rated very highly in the report. And as someone who was head of marketing at a security product, webinars are kind of still in my toolkit and something I really rely on. And a lot of our members rely on too. So they rated really highly. So that's a nugget that a lot of you probably already know. I'm so grateful that I had this opportunity to chat with you, even if it was briefly. Catch up with me on LinkedIn, connect with me on LinkedIn, join the Cybersecurity Marketing Society if you're not already a member, or come to one of our events. We're also going to have another conference this year, December 7th through 10th in Austin, Texas. I appreciate ActualTech Media letting me come on and advertise all of our society's stuff, and I can't wait to see you at RSA 2025 conference, at Cyber Marketing Con, and at security events in person and virtual around the country and the globe very soon. Passing it back to Scotty B and Keith Ward. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, Gianna. Great stuff there. And I love hearing that research about the value of webinars as well. We obviously have a personal interest in that. So what do you think, Scotty B?
Scotty B, yeah, brings back memories of the schoolyard. But great stuff there from Gianna. Really appreciate that.
Absolutely. So Scotty B, as we're wrapping up our 25, I'm going to keep referring to that probably from here on out because it's just too good to not use. But as we're wrapping up our time today, I want to do a quick recap of the news. Okay, so first thing, big announcement is that prize giveaway of a $12,500 nurture bundle to the first net new webinar purchase from anyone on this call. So don't sit on that offer if you're interested. I imagine with that big a number that we're talking about, that is going to go very fast. Also, contact your rep if you want to co-brand that AI for IT pros paper that we referenced from Scott Lowe earlier. Okay, next up, be sure to download the Cybersecurity Buyers Report 2025 from the docs section of your webinar. And finally, if you're on the cybersecurity side of the market, don't miss that March 6th webinar on Inside the Minds of Cybersecurity Buyers 2025 Trends and Insights. It is going to be a great one, I promise you. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to working with you throughout 2025.